All right, we're about to get into 5 ways of the lean, right? Now, when I say lean, just replace the word lean with whatever your specific goal is. Maybe that's trying to get thick, snatched, whatever you want to call it. If you're a guy, that's probably getting jacked, whatever it is, the verbiage that you want to use. But basically, 5 habits, 5 ways of the people that keep their ideal body all year round. Now, I'm going to make you a promise right off the bat. If you can implement this right here, these 5 ways into your life right now, and just start slowly making some changes, this is going to put you on a path to rebuilding your ideal body starting right now, all right? So let's get into it. So when a new client joins the Built by Plants Coaching Academy, the very first thing that we do is put them on a very simplistic plan to get started. Now, the purpose of doing this is to remove all resistance of introducing this change, right? Prevents you from becoming overwhelmed by this new way of being. So the key to turning all of this into a lifestyle and keeping your ideal body without going back to your old way is to remember this: consistency over perfection, right? Consistency over perfection. Because there's no one size fits all solution. But just through my experience, my own personal experience, and through working with other people, I've identified these 5 keys right here, 5 habits that all of our successful clients do pretty much daily and weekly that keeps them with their ideal body. So number 1, they're aware of their body stats. So the key to understanding whether you're progressing or you're regressing is understanding your body and where it's at throughout the process. Now, yes, one of them is understanding how much you weigh, but a few other things to keep in mind as well: your body fat percentage and your body measurements. You want to track those as well, because your body weight only tells how much you weigh in pounds. It doesn't tell how much fat you're losing, and it doesn't tell how much muscle you're building. And that's what determines whether or not you're building your ideal body, right? We build muscle, that's what actually shapes our body. And our measurements determines whether we're shrinking in the areas that we want to shrink in, and we're getting bigger in the areas that we want to get bigger in, right? So when you use a body tape measure, that can help you determine that. And when you understand your body fat percentage, that lets you know how much fat you're actually losing. Because the goal isn't to just lose weight. You don't really care about how much you weigh necessarily unless you're severely obese. But if you're just trying to slim down, if you're trying to get a 6-pack or whatever it may be, it's not so much about the specific weight as it is about your body fat percentage. So when you track these other measurements, when you're aware of your body stats, it helps you be more accountable and understand what's going on. It helps you see the full picture versus just how much you weigh on the scale. Because there's a lot more accurate ways of understanding how your body is changing versus just how much it actually weighs. Number 2, they're aware of how much they're actually eating. So if I was to ask you right now, what did you eat 3 days ago? And even more so, how many total calories did you have for that day? If you can't answer that right now, or if you can't pull open an app or something and let me know exactly what you had, then that right there lets me know exactly why you don't have the ideal body you want. And I'll say that because how many times have we went throughout the day and we said, oh, I only had 1 or 2 meals today, but we forget all the snacks that we had in between. We forget the late night cravings that we just grab some chips or some fries or some cookies or whatever it may be. All of those little things actually do add up. The calories from those things really do matter. Now, here's the simple truth to fat loss, regardless of how you look at it. If you're not in a calorie deficit, then you're not losing weight. I don't care what you're eating. I don't care how clean you're eating. If you're consistently overeating the amount of calories you need every single day, you're gonna always gain weight. Food quality is amazing for health, but it doesn't matter when it comes to body weight composition necessarily. It's really about the total amount of calories you're consuming. This is why all of our online clients use apps like MyFitnessPal so they can keep track of their total calorie intake, right? The total foods that they have each day. Now, the reason for this is because food journals creates awareness. And when you're more aware, you can be more honest. And when you're more honest, you can hold yourself accountable. Now, if you're one of the people that don't necessarily want to track calories, I understand it, but at least understand this. Just because you don't track your calories does not mean the calories don't count. That doesn't mean they're not affecting you. So I'd rather you be more aware of what you're taking in so you can hold yourself more accountable and understand at least why you're gaining weight. So from that point, you're more knowledgeable and you can come from the perspective of understanding that this is why I'm gaining weight and it's what's holding me back. So if I remove some of these foods or I remove some of these calories, then I can make progress towards reaching my ideal body. All right, number 3, they eat similar foods daily, right? So staying lean requires removing daily decision fatigue. So what do I mean by this? When you're going throughout your day, we're making so many decisions as it is. Whether that's getting up, what to put on, brushing your teeth, all these small little things, getting in traffic, deciding which way to go, getting stuck in traffic, making decisions when you get to work, certain tasks, dealing with people, all these things add up. So when it comes to your food, you want to simplify it. You don't want to have to decide what you're going to eat every single day, because that's what leads to those last minute restaurant runs. Those urges to just pull up in a drive-thru and just order something quick because you run out of time or you just got too hungry and you don't even care anymore, right? So when you remove the urge to make all these daily decisions and you eat similar foods from a meal plan or at least a menu of things that you have planned out, it removes one more decision that you have to make throughout your day, and it keeps you consistent. All right, so the less decisions you have to make about what you're going to eat every single day, the more consistent you can remain to an actual plan. And if you can stick to a meal plan that's designed to you for your goals, then you're going to be more successful. Now the thing is, this won't always go as planned, right? Maybe you prepped your meal for work, but you left it at the house. But at least you get into the habit of getting used to eating similar meals and doing similar things, creating a routine that simplifies the decision-making process, so you can put yourself on track to eating better and removing the daily decision fatigue. Number 4, they have scheduled weekly workouts. Now for all of our online clients, a training program usually consists of 3 to 4 days per week, depending on your own individual schedule and how much time you have, but it's an actual plan, right? You don't want to walk into the gym and just wing it. I see that so many times. People just walk in, they start doing a few sets of the squat machine, they say I'm gonna do a few reps of this. I don't like the way it's working my legs, so I'm gonna go hop on the actual squat barbells. Then they walk over to the dumbbells and they start doing a few bench press. Then they walk over to the leg press machine, they leg press for a second, then they do a few flies, then they go back to the bench press, you do a few reps of those, then you walk over to the barbells, and they do this every week, just going and freestyling. Now the thing is, if you're brand new to the gym, you really could make a little bit of progress this way, because any stress provided to the muscles when you're not used to it can cause muscle growth. But that's not setting yourself up for success. It's not teaching you anything sustainable. The objective when you're training is to pick some main compound movements and get better at those movements over time, right? You want to improve your technique, you want to improve your form, and you want to get stronger with those movements. And you use an actual training program that's designed to help you get stronger. So you're doing your compound movements, you're doing your accessory movements, your isolation movements, and they all go hand in hand to help you get stronger and improve the muscle parts that you actually want to grow. Now this may sound like rocket science if you're brand new to training, but it's very simple once you have an actual program or you're doing some coaching, whatever it may be. But the goal is to have scheduled workouts, not just work out on any day or do any type of workout. You want something that's programmed to help you get real results. Because I've talked to so many people on our free coaching calls that think that training doesn't work for them. I've heard that so many times. People say, well, I tried working out before, but I didn't really like the results I got. Then I asked them, what did they actually do? And they just started telling me a few of these things, a few of those things. I say, how long did you stick to that? They'll say about maybe a month or so. And they expected these results, these amazing results that they see on Instagram. And this is part of the problem. When you're depending on what you see on social media and there's no real truth behind it, or it's someone that's just trying to sell you anything, they're saying, yeah, you can get some results, just do this. There's no real substance to that. So you want an actual program, you want to take this serious, and you want something that's scheduled, right? And you want to get better over time. This is sustainable. Remember, consistency over perfection. So again, the goal is to have a set of exercises that you're primarily depending on, and you get better at those movements. You get better at performing those movements, right? Then you get stronger at those movements. And this is what's going to help you build muscle. This is what's going to help you develop those muscle parts that you really want to build. And the benefit of training consistently with these scheduled workouts is it has carryover to the kitchen. And what I mean by that is when you dominate a good workout, you're less likely to want to ruin it by just eating a bunch of junk food or going through the driveway and grabbing whatever. It usually causes you to be more accountable and stick with your actual meal plan so you can get the optimized results. You're not halfway doing it, you're going all the way in. So make sure that you have a scheduled workout and you stay on top of that. All right, last but not least, number 5, they always hop back on track. Now this is key. I don't care how bad you think you've fallen off. I don't care if you haven't worked out in the past 5 years. I don't care if you haven't had a piece of spinach since you were 7. You're never more than one decision away from getting back on track. And this is so true when you actually put it into practice. It only takes one good decision to build some momentum. And when you build that, that contributes to building a habit. And habits are what carries over and turns into a lifestyle. Now, something to keep in mind is that there's no actual due dates for results, right? I don't care what state you're in right now. If you're 100 pounds overweight, 200 pounds overweight, if you're underweight, it doesn't matter. We're all humans and we all have the ability to grow and evolve. So when you practice these things, when you implement these 5 ways of being, and when you have someone that can potentially hold you accountable if you can't do it yourself, then you're much more likely to succeed and reach your actual body goals. So if this video has resonated with you and you're ready to make some real long-lasting lifestyle changes, click the link on this video and schedule a free coaching call. And we're going to break down what you're doing right now and what you can be doing to improve your overall life, right? We're going to help you get some coaching and some guidance and directions on the right decisions to make and how to implement this so that it's not overwhelming, so that it fits within your current lifestyle and it's not overtaking your life, all right? So click the link in the video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.